Please join me in welcoming to the stage Assistant Editor Allison Klein of the incomparable Politics K-12 blog, and Delisa Crane, the Family School Partnership Administrator of the Washoe County School District in Nevada.
Hi, thank you. So I'm here with Delisa Crane, and she oversees parent engagement for the Washoe School District, which includes the city of Reno, Nevada. Delisa has helped bring a home visiting program to Washoe. She's overseen a major expansion of its parent academy into a parent university. She credits her team with all of this work, but they say that she's really just an inspirational leader to work with. Delisa, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
So like a lot of districts around the country, Washoe has an incredibly diverse population. From students whose parents who don't speak English, to those who come from middle-income families where they might have a stay-at-home mom, both parents have been to college. How do you develop programming that can reach everyone?
So I'll take, for example, our parent university. So our parent university, we have roughly 300 classes per year. And to those 300 classes, we invite every family. We also do 2 days a year at our university. But I think what we think about is equitable access. So although all families are welcome, all families are invited, we know that some families are going to have a harder time accessing our programs. So we think about things like childcare. So every single one of our classes comes with childcare so that we know parents can really focus on the learning for themselves and not be distracted by their kids. We also think about interpretation. So all of our classes, Spanish is our major language, so all of our classes come with an interpreter in Spanish, and we provide other languages as necessary.
You talk a lot about using data to figure out which of these programs and initiatives are working. And you even helped bring a program to Washoe that helps some parents better understand their students' academic data. But data can be really intimidating, especially for people who don't work with it all the time. How do you make it accessible for students, parents, community members?
We've learned a lot about data sharing. So in the past, we've done some things where we've shared very sort of big pieces of data, and I think a lot of times our parents walked away wondering, what can I do with this data? And so one of the things that we've learned is data needs to be actionable for parents, and it's not just okay to say, here's your data, now go, your child's below grade level. We really have to break it down for families, say why it's important, what does it mean, and what can they do about it? And so we've done things, so like in kindergarten, instead of sharing these bigger pieces of data, we'll share sight words. How many sight words does your child know? Because we know that that's a key to reading. And so then we model for families, how do you practice sight words at home, and what kind of sight words should you be practicing? So that we make the data actionable. If it's high school and we're walking parents through their child's online portal data, we talk about missing assignments and contacting that teacher, and why that's important to the child's grades, and why grades lead to credits and credits lead to graduation.
Another initiative you've helped bring to Washoe is a home visiting program. Can you tell us a little bit about how that came about and what kind of results you've seen from it so far? I know the teachers who participate really find it valuable.
Yeah, so the story of how home visits came to our district, if you know Dr. Karen Mapp from the Harvard Graduate School of Education, probably about 8 years ago, she was walking down the hall with me and we were at a state summit and she said, you need to bring home visits to Reno, and I was like, yes ma'am. I think she saw the disconnect between our families and our teachers, and maybe some assumptions that were being made about families. And so that is the one thing from that program that I'd say it breaks down assumptions. We'll have teachers say, I'm so surprised that the house was sparkling clean. Well, why were you surprised? Because that family lives in a low socioeconomic neighborhood, and your thoughts about what a home looks like in a low socioeconomic neighborhood is dirty. So those were your assumptions. And I think for families too, they see teachers as real people after that program, and that we don't always come with an agenda. Sometimes we just truly do want to know you, have a relationship with you, understand the hopes and dreams for your child.
Yeah. You've tried, as we've talked about, a bunch of just different approaches in WASHA, and you like to borrow ideas from nearby districts, Sacramento, Phoenix. How do you find these programs, and how do you get buy-in for them from folks in your district?
Yes, so I think we try to go with what makes sense. The first time we saw academic parent-teacher teams, it just made so much sense in terms of sharing data, modeling practices, tying it back to that classroom and to instruction. As far as getting buy-in, I've learned a lot of lessons about that. You can't do things to people, and you can't do things to people that are not willing to do the work. So now most of our programs, we go with an application process. So if you want to be a home visiting school in our district, you need to apply. And there's some things that will ask you, are you ready to do this work? Are 51% of your teachers ready to do home visits on the weekends and at night? And does the principal buy into the program? Are you willing to talk about this at your staff meetings? So we go with the willing, and then we build it from there, because then what happens is a somewhat reluctant school or principal will hear from their colleagues about their successes, and the next year they'll want in. So when we started with, for instance, the home visiting program, we had approximately 12 schools doing it. Now we have 24, and that's been in 3 years. And that's just, it's word of mouth, it's grassroots.
Okay, I think we have time quickly for one question. Folks I talk to for my profile say you rarely toot your own horn. You typically give credit back to your team, parents, and community partners. Can you just sort of quickly talk about how you're able to motivate the folks you work with?
We talk a lot about why we're here. Family engagement's hard, just like the rest of education. We work a lot of nights and a lot of weekends, and that doesn't mean we come into the office at noon. We come into the office at 8, and sometimes we're done at 8:30. And so
at night.
Yeah, 8:30, 8 to 8. Right?
Yeah.
So, and then there's still 100 emails waiting in the inbox for the next day. So we share stories when our parents fill out an exit survey, and they put things on those exit surveys about how our classes have touched them or what's changed for them, or we hear from teachers what's changed for them. That keeps us all motivated, and we get up and start the day again.
All right, well, thank you so much, Delisa.
Thank you.
Delisa Crane is a bridge builder between schools and families in the Washoe County District in Nevada. I think she put it best when she told Allison, this was during Allison's reporting for the story, every family brings strength to the table. Every family wants their child to succeed. There's no doubt, Delisa adds, that families are a key part of the system. In her own words, this is a quote, "If we're not thinking about the student and his or her family, then we're not thinking about that student." Delisa, please join me here at the podium. Congratulations on being recognized for your leadership in family engagement. Hardware, baby, hardware.
Thank you.